And now I would like to welcome Dr. Michael Bellstedt, who is the Greens candidate for Castle Hill. Michael runs a company called -40, which is a consulting engineering company dealing in sustainable refrigeration. So welcome, Michael.
Thank you all. Thanks for being here, ladies and gentlemen. I moved to Australia with my family about just before the Sydney Olympics, and we settled in the lovely suburb of Glenhaven, which is not far from here, where we have lived ever since. So I keep telling my wife we'll only buy a house once, and that's in Glenhaven. We very quickly fell in love with the beauty of the country and the easygoing lifestyle and the wonderful sense of fairness that is so typically Australian. It was quite remarkable. Compared to almost anywhere else, we have a lot to lose in Australia. We take things for granted in this country that most other people can only dream about, and I speak from experience. Bellstedt, my wife of 25 years, and I grew up in the Cape of Good Hope in South Africa. It is a beautiful place, but it was deep in turmoil back then. The apartheid era in South Africa did something positive for me. It's a great way to learn what prejudice and discrimination can do. That part of my life left me with many, many lessons. Being of German heritage, we chose to move to Germany in the early 90s, mainly so I could complete my studies in Germany. We ended up living there for 8 years. It was interesting and for me eye-opening, because the Greens movement in South Africa was practically non-existent. Our 3 children were born there, and 2 of them are here tonight. Thanks, kids. We learned more about sustainable lifestyle in Germany than anywhere else. It's actually quite easy to achieve that. Germans are world champions at recycling and waste minimization. And it's amazing how quickly you become good at that if the only household bin that you have is about 1/4 of the size of the new bins we have here. That's all you're allowed to throw out. They have battery bins at every street corner. Plastic bags were banned 25 years ago. There are recycling bins at every supermarket so that you can leave packaging right there. Don't take it home. Beer is available, so is wine by the way, it's available by the crate in recycling bottles. These are just a few of the examples of things that have become second nature in that country. I keep asking myself, why are we so far behind in Australia? I studied engineering in South Africa and entered the specialised field of refrigeration in Germany. At that time, the ozone hole had just been identified, caused by the release of synthetic chemical refrigerants to the atmosphere. The slip, slap, slop that started then, complements of synthetic refrigerants, my industry. I bet you've all seen the CFC-free stickers on fridges. Chlorofluorocarbons, those are the nasty chemicals there. In Europe, the alternative use of natural refrigerants was much advanced, even back in 1990. However, we still use synthetic refrigerants. They don't deplete the ozone layer anymore, but they are massively high global warming gases. They are known as hydrofluorocarbons now, and they are nearly as bad as the CFCs. So a couple of years after we moved to Australia, I founded -40, a specialist engineering consulting firm based in Castle Hill and now employing a staff of 10. -40 offers engineering services that help companies to adopt sustainable refrigeration practices. That includes energy efficiency and natural refrigerant use, and now we're beginning to integrate solar power generation into the systems as well. So we help companies to save money and do the right thing by the environment. Happily, our services are in high demand across Australia, which is a good sign for the environment. And John, I do welcome competition. I do wish that there would be more companies copying what we do, and that can only help. So But building a business from scratch has been very challenging but deeply satisfying. Naturally, it has not all been plain sailing, and I have a few stories about that. After 15 years, Minus 40 is well established and growing steadily, constantly looking for new things that we want to get into. Most likely, I would be described as a successful local business owner. Small business employs the bulk of Australians, yet only now is the federal government paying any attention to this sector. My children attended local public schools, Castle Hill High, which is right there, and Glenhaven Primary, and all now doing various tertiary training and other studies. Public education, and I believe we are privileged to have so many good public schools in the Castle Hill area. Other areas may not be that privileged. However, thanks to the federal coalition government, my son, who is now doing his refrigeration apprenticeship through TAFE, has had his tool allowance cut. Education cuts hurt us all. I joined the Greens because development, littering, dumping, weed infestation, the 1050 code, and reckless recreational activities are rapidly diminishing the bushland aspect of life in the hills, and because I firmly believe that we cannot continue to dig or pump our energy out of the ground. We need to live within our means, not only financially, but also environmentally. These are like two pockets in your trousers, and you cannot keep filling the one by emptying the other. Renewable energy and energy efficiency are key to our clean future, and the policies of both major parties in this regard are simply insane. We cannot risk our food production and health for the sake of short-term financial gain, but this is exactly what our current government is doing, our current state government. So please support me as an alternative voice for sustainable development, clean energy and clean politics in the hills. In particular, I will fight to ensure that the North West Rail Metro service is properly integrated, affordable to all, and fully accessible by a well-designed network of cycleways to reduce traffic congestion in Castle Hill. I don't see any of that development currently. I support an immediate ban of the 1050 rule and call for other measures in addition to that to protect urban bushland. I aim to restore genuine community involvement in urban development and environmental decision making. Thank you very much for your time tonight, and I hope I can count on your vote. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Michael. What is it with these South Africans? They come over here.